What would you say are some trends that you've noticed amongst high net worth individuals buying exotic cars?
Well, it's a very indulgent thing, right? And so generally speaking, the Venn diagram of people that own exotic cars and good people don't intersect all that much. And so it was a little bit of a difficult thing because obviously I loved the cars for my reasons, some of which are obviously the vanity and status of it, but much more significantly, the experience of driving it, the ways that they build performance, the noise, the beauty, the history, the everything that they represent. I mean, I love to be able to get in a car, get it good enough to probably make it where I wanted to go and drive the wheels off of it. And so, before they started to make SUVs, I'd probably put more miles on Lamborghinis than just about anybody in the country. And because I love that. I love to get in one, drive to Miami, drive it across the country. To me, that is the best form of ownership. You may not be going 200 miles an hour, but you're just experiencing it in that way. Now, most people obviously aren't doing that. They're trying to minimize their costs. They're trying to, take advantage of whatever. And they really are trying to go show off in them. And it can be a rather undesirable reflection of who a person is. And I try to be conscious of that, especially as I've got a bunch of them. And I make sure that it's very clear, look, they're all broken. They're all heavily financed. It's a hard, and they're the result of me doing this professionally for a long time. And yes, you can sit in it. And yes, you can take it for a ride. I used to let people borrow them, but I had to stop because they're all so broken that they would all break down. So I went like 18 months where every single time I let somebody drive something, it broke in like a rather meaningful way. And it's not that I hold them responsible for it. It's just awkward and inconvenient. And so I kind of just had to say, look, for a while at least, I have to not do this. And so I don't let them drive them, but if we can take them somewhere, do something, by all means. And I think having the right attitude about the cars is really what I learned was both necessary and the right way to go. And, if you try to treat these things as, your treasure and they cannot ever be imperfect, it's just, you get so uptight and so uncomfortable.
You're talking to me right now?
Oh, no, I have learned a bit we got to get you out of that mindset, man. You got to just get some rock chips. Like I've only owned one cosmetically perfect car because I had one repainted. It was in terrible, terrible shape. It was a Lamborghini Murcielago, and I had it painted my favorite color, which is Verde Draco on the car. It's kind of a drab green, and you can show a picture of it. But there were no cars built for the U.S. in that color, and so I couldn't just go buy one, and I never get to buy based on color. So the cheap cars are always black. And so they either get wrapped like this Gallardo, or they stay black because they look so pretty, but they get dirty fast. And so, I try to make people understand that, the more you can drive them, they're great. And so, like, I don't have a clear bra on the Bugatti. I can't wait till it's covered in rock chips and everybody sees it and immediately knows how much I've driven it.
Why wouldn't you put a clear bra on it? You're going to spend $5,000 doing that, on the front part of the car, maybe some of the sides. Why not just do that? It seems like $5,000 would be better than rock chips.
Well, first of all, there's already some paint work on the car. Okay. And so it could stand to be, repainted parts of it anyway.
Yeah.
But significantly, like, if you ever go to Monterey Car Week, there's a lot of amazing cars there. But my favorite one is a guy from Boston that drives his Enzo there every year. It's got 80, 90,000 miles on it. The windshield's got a crack across it. The whole front's been just sandblasted off from all the rock chips. And it's my favorite car because it's like, this dude just loves using it. And so I did clear bra after I repainted the car because it was truly perfect, and much more significantly because I could never match the paint. It was custom mixed to match this paint code. And, so I didn't want to have to deal with ever doing that, and that's why I clear brawed every square inch of the car. But if I were to do it again, I wouldn't, because I would love it if it had its last 20, 30,000 miles of rock chips on it.
It is cool to look at a car like this and see that it's been used, and see that, the person is actually taking it out on the road, see the paint chips and stuff like that.
Yeah, I love a perfect car, but I love them, worn in a bit more.
Now, all of this reminds me that the future of business is really uncertain because if you ask 9 different experts, you're going to get 10 different answers from a bull market to bear market. Stocks go up, they go down. It's really confusing, and it would be very helpful to have a crystal ball.
But until that happens, over 40,000 businesses have already future-proofed their business with NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud ERP bringing accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR into one fluid platform. Plus, with just one unified business management suite, there is just one source of truth giving you all of the visibility and control you need to make quick decisions. And with real-time insights and forecasting, you're peering into the future with actionable data.
When you're able to close the books in days and not weeks, you're spending less time looking backwards and more time looking for what's next. So whether you're earning millions or even hundreds of millions, NetSuite helps you respond to immediate challenges and seize your biggest opportunities. And speaking of opportunity, right now you could download the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning at netsuite.com/iced. Again, netsuite.com/iced with the link down below in the description. netsuite.com/iced. Thank you so much, NetSuite, for sponsoring this episode. And now back to the podcast.